Matt Step, Dave Campbell's Texas football back here at the DFW Coaches Clinic, here with the head coach of the Fort Worth Southwest Raiders, Coach Phillip Tanner. Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us this morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
All right, Coach, first off, let's talk about the clinic a little bit. You know, this is one of my favorite clinics of the off season. Always a lot of great speakers, ton of coaches. It feels like coaching school almost with as many coaches are here. How nice is it to have a clinic this close to home where you can come in, meet some guys, you know, talk to some old friends, make some new friends, and really talk some ball and get better at your craft?
Oh, it's amazing, man. It's phenomenal. It's one of the best clinics around, you know, especially since it's local. And again, DFW football is some of the best football in the nation and definitely the state, you know. So just being around the guys, being around the coaches, man, just being able to come here and just truly talk ball, you know. It's not the typical clinic talk where everybody's hiding their cards under a hat. You know, guys are willing to get up and truly talk about how they became successful, what they did to become successful, and also listen to ideas. And
I got the pen ready to drop some plays on the napkin if you need to, right?
Oh, most definitely. That's what it's about. You know, it's about the sidebar conversations. You know, the sidebar conversation, we'd be able to sit down, like I said, draw up plays, talk plays, and even more so out of the schematic perspective, just the logistics. You know, that's a big thing for as a head coach. You know, when you come in as a head coach, it's not so much of the X's and O's you look for. It's more of the logistical things of how you go about your day, how you structure your day, and how you go about game planning and things like that.
And you can take one or two nuggets back to your program. It's always a win, right?
Oh, most definitely. You know, being able to tell you, like I said, one thing, have your coordinators come. They can bring one thing back from the clinic to get us one play better, you know, one snap better, one rep better. Because if you look at games, it's like, oh, cool, if we'd had these 4 plays or if we'd had this one play that went differently, we'd have won more ball games. So if just anything that we can take back from this clinic is definitely beneficial for our program.
Well, let's look at your ball club here. Obviously, last year, transition year, you know, you get in there late, trying to establish your program. This year, you get a full off season with your kids. When school wraps up in late May, how much further ahead of the game do you feel like your kids are going to be having a full off season with your staff to kind of get your program implemented? I mean, I'm sure you're excited about it.
Man, I'm extremely excited. Like coming in last year, like I said, with no off season, it's really hard, you know. But we made it work, and we had a productive season. The biggest thing going into next year, we'll have our norms established. You know, something simple as, how do we go from the locker room to the weight room? You know, how do we present ourselves in the weight room? What is our culture? What are our standards? What do we stand firm on? So being able to establish those norms, you know, is going to help us. Again, I believe we're 2 games better than what we were last year, just now in the beginning of the off season. So the guys buying into the weight room, buying into strength and conditioning, and just buying into who we are, establishing our identity day in and day out.
And I guess the kids, you know, they need that expectation. They need to know what the standard is. And I guess there's no question about that now. So now they know they got to rise to that standard and meet it, right?
Most definitely. I call it time on task. Time on task. You know, you can speak about your culture, you can talk about your culture in parent meetings, but if you don't have the reps, and again, the reps is every day. You know, as a coach, I have to relay it to my assistant. My assistant has to understand the standards so that they can deliver that same message to the players, and the players have to hear that same message day in and day out in order for it to become second nature and become just, we're creatures of habits. So the more they hear it, the more they do it, it just becomes the normacy in their life, and that's what the off season is about. And we avalanche that into the season.
All right, now let's look on the field in 2023. Obviously, it's a long way away before the season opener. A lot of work needs to be done. Kids are going to get bigger, get stronger in off-season. But when you look at your ball club, what are some areas, position groups, you got a lot of experience back, you're feeling pretty good about that, and there are some areas where you want some young guys to step up and kind of rise and take those jobs?
Man, it's kind of weird saying this, you know, being forward with IZ, but our defensive line. Our defensive line is going to be really strong with those guys coming back, as well as the running back room. The running back room will be able to bring that group back, and it's a very dynamic and flexible group. We got guys that can power run. We got scat backs. It's a really heavy room and a really packed room, which is exciting for me playing a running back position my entire life. So I'm excited that room is one of our premier positions. And then we have an offensive line coming back as well, which is good to have in the game one in the trenches. So again, be able to have that O-line and D-line group, I call them the belly boys. So being able to have the belly boys coming in and being a staple of our offense as well as the running back position, man, I'm excited about that.
All right, Coach, final question before we let you out of here. You know, I like to eat. I'm a food guy, so yes, let's ask the important question. When it comes to breakfast, are you a pancake guy or a waffle guy?
I'm definitely a pancake guy, man. I think pancake, you get more variety. You know, you can decorate a little bit. I think waffles are boring, you know.
I agree. I'm a pancake guy myself, so I would agree 100%. Yes, that's Phillip Tanner, head coach of the Fort Worth Southwest Raiders. Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck in 2023, and we appreciate what you do for student athletes in the state of Texas.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Great job.